Bethel family. So here we are. We're going to do a quick introduction, a reintroduction to Coffee Bible Fellowship. We're getting ready to enter into the fall season, and we're going to continue on with this Coffee Bible Fellowship Sunday school class as it is. And we're going to continue to go through the 1689 Baptist Confession, or the Second London Baptist Confession, as a rubric for us to dive into the nature of God and how He has revealed Himself to us through His Word. So I'm going to turn it over to these guys and just let them speak into why they think you may want to consider attending this class.
So the first one that comes to my mind is, with everything we have going on, it's pretty low maintenance. If you can make it some Sundays, come, great, and if you make it late, you're entering through the back of the classroom, and it's easy to show up late, and so that's one of the best things too, and everything's pretty bite-sized. Even though we're gonna talk about some good substance, they're still presented in bite-size. So
yeah, I think if you're not involved in another Sunday school class, this is a great class to come and just be fed with God's Word, with the truth of who He is, and to spend about 30 minutes together at the beginning, just fellowshipping, having coffee and talking, but then diving into some good teaching. And with the variety of teachers, you've got a variety of ways of teaching and engaging with the class in different ways. So some of us tend more toward lecture, some tend more toward dialogue and conversation. And so if you're one particular type of learner, at some point you're going to get a teacher who really caters to your type of learning. So it's not just one type of teaching, lecture-based, whatever. We can all grow and experience together in an atmosphere that is very approachable, I would say, and not trying to take very lofty things and talk about them in inaccessible ways, but to bring the conversation of God into our everyday lives in accessible ways.
Yeah. So I've really enjoyed having the intergenerational or the multi-generational facet of it. We've got young kids in there, the whole facet all the way to the seniors, and it's enjoyable studying God, really, and from a perspective of these rich guys that have delved into these subjects for over the millennium. And so it's a lot of fun. There's discussion. It's not it's just a chance to learn and to fellowship, I think, as Stephen was saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things that I've really enjoyed about the class is no matter where you are in your Christian walk and where you are in the faith, whether you're being exposed to Christianity and you want to know more about the basic tenets of Christianity, to if you're a seasoned saint and you want to grow deeper in the knowledge of God, this class is for you. This has been really helpful as I think about these things as we go through this confession and we look at what Baptists have believed for the past 400 years. I know my generation usually likes to feel like they're a part of something that's older than the past 20 years. And this is something that you can kind of dip your foot into that while also getting some really great locally roasted coffee, and you can get some really great pastries and desserts. And I think one day my wife is even going to make biscuits for this class, so
nice.
You won't want to miss those biscuits. If you if you have a hard time reading the Bible and it's challenging for you to read the Bible, this goes through how to think theologically about the Bible. It's not that the Bible is one thing and theology is another thing, but when we think biblically, we are thinking theologically, and we can use all these categories and what we learn about the attributes of God and His nature, and learning about the two natures of Christ and what that means for us and how that's relevant for our lives. We can show you how to intertwine those things and think about those things as you read God's Word in your own personal time. And I just want to echo Dan's statement in that this class is accessible. It's not just for new believers. It's not just for people that are mature in their faith. We have youth. we have, Lord willing, college students, and we have young adults and older adults in the faith, all fellowshipping and communing and dialoguing over the same subject matter. I would have wished to have a class like this when I was in college, so that I got to know a church. And
Yeah.
that is my selling point for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And so this is hopefully going to be a class that will allow people to integrate within Bethel, within our community, and feed people who have been here for many, many years. So I hope it's a blessing to all. I know it's been a blessing to me. I appreciate everything.